I'm really, really angry today about SB79. Senator Weiner and his legislative cronies passed a malicious piece of legislation called SB79. It's designed to eliminate home ownership as much as possible in the best parts of town, in Los Angeles, among other cities. They're saying that, oh, we need to provide a transit-oriented model for urban environment so people live in those apartment buildings and use public transportation. They want to urbanize, and they are lying about this housing crisis, that supposedly we have a major housing crisis. And therefore, we need to build affordable housing, and we need to build multi-story apartment buildings near transit centers, plus reduce pollution. These are the pretexts. But the real reason they're doing this is they want to eliminate home ownership. Why do they want to eliminate home ownership? It's because renters are supporting them. The population of renters are voting for them. Homeowners are disloyal to them. Not all of them, but many are disloyal to the California Socialist Democrat Legislature because they own property and they're being robbed by California Socialist Democrat Legislature and by the cities because they're paying property tax, etc. They're being robbed. So what happens with this SB79 is that on one hand, as homeowners, we're going to be robbed even more because we're going to have to pay more to upgrade the infrastructure like plumbing and other things to support multi-story, multi-family apartment buildings that are going to be ruining our residential areas. So on one hand, they destroyed all the zoning rules. They basically overrule all the zoning. Zoning, historic preservation areas don't exist anymore. The greedy, malicious developers will be allowed to build multi-story apartment buildings instead of the old historic houses, single-family dwellings, near transit centers, but it's going to be everywhere. And so people who live in those areas right now, they're going to be pushed out because their quality of life will suck. If you live in a high-density area, your quality of life goes down. If you're used to low density, you live in a house, you have a garden, you have a nice lifestyle, you can walk everywhere, and you enjoy the beauty of this area, you're not going to be able to anymore because you're going to be living among the high-rises, this disgusting, faceless, ugly, modern architecture, 10-story high-rises, overpopulated, with congestion, with thousands of people walking around, low-quality people, because high-quality people are going to still buy homes somewhere else, maybe in the suburbs. They're going to have to move out. So low-quality people will move into the area, cheaper population, low budget, low quality, and maybe some of them will be even criminals or drug addicts. And this is how they are destroying the best areas of Los Angeles now. SB79. Mr. Weiner, shame on you. But I can't even say shame on you because this is your plan. This is not, you did it purposefully. You don't want homeowners. You don't want people to own property. You just want control. Government controlling everything. It's much easier for the government to control the renters than to control the homeowners who own property. And homeowners don't depend on you. They don't need you. You're robbing them with your property taxes, with all kinds of regulations, etc. Renters depend on you. Renters will actually, their dreams to own a home in a nice neighborhood will also be ruined. They're not going to be able to buy homes in nice neighborhoods because there won't be any nice neighborhoods. It's all going to be multi-story apartment buildings, very high density, Bangladesh and India style areas. And another thing is that you're saying that, supposedly our population is growing, so we need more housing. Our population is leaving California because of your rotten socialist system that you built. People don't want to live here. It's crime-infested shithole. And so population is really dwindling. It's not increasing. It's a fake pretext for you to build apartment buildings. And nobody will want to live in high-density areas. Look at downtown. Who wants to live in trashy downtown? You already have high density there. Downtown Los Angeles. It's trashy. It's infested with the homeless and the criminals and the drug addicts. You built your high-rise apartment buildings, and so what? Nobody wants to live there anyway. So you're gonna devastate beautiful historic neighborhoods for what? Just to ensure that you're gonna have more power over all those poor little renters that are gonna be living in those squalid conditions in those apartment buildings, and maybe they're gonna be half empty, most likely. By the way, there's an exemption for those SB79 developers that they don't need to build in any low-income housing. They don't need to set aside any of those units for low income. There's an exemption for them. So that's also a fake pretext that you need low-income housing. They're exempt. This is so outrageous and so infuriating that you have this power to practically implement genocide against California population, and homeowners, most of us, are powerless to stop you. People need to wake up because you don't have our interests in mind. What you have in mind is your utopian ideas, sick utopian ideas that are never going to work. Look at every downtown in every major city. It's a crime-infested shithole. It's trashy. So just if you were to examine this and think about it, then you would realize that the more high density you build, the trashier the place will become. Why would you want more density? We don't need more density. People who can't afford living here, they should not be living here. We don't need them. We need low density. It's natural. It's like a market decides who lives in what area. It's normal. And you're creating a crisis, even though there is no crisis right now. So what needs to be done is people finally, California has been really apathetic. I think a lot of people they've given up. So I don't think they even vote anymore. But maybe this will help to wake them up. They've given up. So I don't think they even vote anymore. But maybe this will help to wake them up. Maybe they'll rise up against your socialist tyranny in California legislature. One day, I don't know when, but hopefully they'll rise up. You need to really squeeze them hard like this for them to wake up. And maybe this will be, SB79 will be one of those moves where all the homeowners realize that you're genocidal against them. You want to ruin their quality of life. California legislature, you guys, you want to ruin our quality of life. That's why you allowed this SB79 to happen. You voted for it. Because people, normal civilized people, they want to live in their own home and have their own garden. They don't want to live in those trashy multi-story apartment buildings. And you don't want to accept that. You don't want to even consider it because you don't care about us. So why would you even care about what we want? So we need to wake up.